What's going on, guys? It's Jerome back at it again with another episode of NBA Kicks, the show where we count down the best sneakers in the NBA every single week of the season. This episode is in playoff mode. I've got a ton of incredible kicks to share with you guys, including what might just be the most hyped sneaker of the season so far. But no, it is not the AE2 from Adidas, which we've all been anticipating. So you might actually already know what sneaker I'm talking about, but stay tuned because I got a lot of thoughts about them. Let's get straight into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode of NBA Kicks. Starting off the list at number 10 is Tyler Kolek with the Puma All-Pro Nitro SQD. Low-key, we need more sneaker colorways inspired by classic art. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Kicks aren't just something you throw on your feet. They're works of art, and clearly Puma feels the same way. This pair comes out of their museum collection with its obvious Starry Night vibes, as you can see with the swirling textures from Van Gogh's masterpiece all over the upper, and honestly, it just works perfectly on this silhouette. I love how they blended a piece of old school art on a modern canvas of a sneaker, and it's the closest any of us will ever get to wearing a museum piece on our feet. Honestly, I'd like to see more brands do this. I mean, could you imagine a colorway inspired by the birth of Venus, the persistence of memory, the scream? The possibilities are endless. So let me know what classic art you'd like to see turn into a sneaker colorway. Next up at number 9 is Benedict Matarin with the Harden Volume 9 from Adidas. Honestly, it's kind of crazy that James Harden himself didn't have the best colorway to start round 1 of the playoffs. That crown goes to Pacers guard Benedict Matarin. Matarin pulled out this super clean matte black colorway, which is always a W, but it's rounded out with a milky white outsole which fades into a smooth blue gradient. Even better, this colorway is a shout out to the Rod Wave Elite team from Overtime Elite and has now found its way onto an NBA court and is easily one of the best playoff kicks we've seen so far. And plus, you can't really mess up a matte black colorway. It can't be done. Coming in at number 8 is LeBron James with the LeBron 22. If your initial reaction to seeing this colorway was this, allow me to explain myself. When I was watching Game 1 of Lakers-Minnesota, the first thing that stood out to me was, damn, the T-Wolves can't miss. But the second thing I noticed were LeBron's kicks. Not gonna lie though, when I got a closer look at these, that foil-like texture on the upper had me a little thrown off. But honestly, from a distance, these pop, thanks to that iridescent color scheme, which shines oh so bright under those Hollywood lights. You really can't miss these, and if it had me doing a double take through the TV screen, I mean, that's gotta be worth something. And I felt that was good enough for a top 10 spot, but I could just be a Lakers stan. Which is true, but I still think I'm right about the kicks. Next up at number 7 is Steph Curry with the Curry 12. Steph Curry pulls up in yet another player exclusive colorway that wasn't even made for him. This all pink cherry blossom colorway is actually a PE for Keisei Tominaga, who you might remember from his crazy run with the Nebraska Cornhuskers. The details here go crazy. You've got Sakura print on the heel and a nod to the Japanese flag on the tongue, which fully represents Tominaga's roots and culture. Last episode, we saw Steph rock a Davion Mitchell PE of the Fox Ones, and honestly, I think it's pretty dope seeing Steph lace up all the special colorways that Curry brand makes for their athletes. This would be like if your boss pulled up to work wearing your merch. It just shows that Steph really supports and believes everyone who took a chance with him on Curry brand. Next up at number 6 is Tyrese Haliburton with the Puma All-Pro Nitro. This colorway has playoff energy, team pride, and nostalgia all packed into one. Whether you're a Pacers fan or just a 90s NBA head, this one has to hit, as they're inspired by those iconic pinstripe jerseys that the Pacers rocked in the late 90s and early 2000s. Personally, the 2000 finals, Lakers vs. Pacers, was the first finals that I ever remember watching, so seeing those pinstripes instantly put me in playoff mode, which is the best mode to be in as an NBA fan. Next up at number 5 is Christian Braun with the Nike Kobe 6. It's the playoffs, so you know some of the boys had to lace up their Kobe's to tap into their Mamba mentality. Braun pulls out the Dodger Blue Kobe 6s, which have a classic look with a simple blue and white color scheme, but has some flair with red baseball stitching on the tongue, as well as a number tag on the heel, which give these a real player exclusive feel. These are by far one of the most fun Kobe 6 Pro-Tro releases Nike has put out, and I'd be lying if I didn't say I'm itching for some new Kobe colorways as we get further into the postseason, because they're nothing more playoff-like than the Mamba mentality. Coming in at number 4 is PJ Tucker with the Air Jordan 8. The sneaker king doesn't get that much playing time anymore, but he's still in the league and he's still rocking extremely rare heat. PJ pulls out an OVO sample colorway inspired by Charles Oakley, which if you're wondering what the Drake Oak connection is, Oak was a fan favorite back when he played for the Raptors. This pair isn't just on the list because it's rare as it's a sample that never released, but because it's a non-traditional player exclusive since it's for a role player that played before the social media era. Like, modern casual NBA fans probably don't even know who Charles Oakley is, but the real ones, they know, and these have to put a smile on their faces. Next up at number 3 is Gary Payton II with the Nike Kobe 9 EM. GP2 pulls out a Forgotten Kobe variant in the pettiest way possible. These one-of-one customs are inspired by GP2's alma mater, Oregon State, but here's the twist. He took an Oregon Ducks PE, crossed out the Ducks logo on the tongue, and slapped an Oregon State beaver on the heel, giving these a pettiness level that's off the charts. And it gets even better. This colorway has some off-white vibes to it as well, with orange in quotes on the heel and other little nods to that iconic off-white aesthetic. Yeah, it's petty, but it's also fire. The art style is clean, the details go crazy, and the fact that it was originally a Ducks PE makes the in-state rivalry even spicier. And I'd go as far as to say that these are by far the pettiest sneaker that we've seen all season long. Coming in as our runner-up is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the Converse Shai 001. Finally, we get a brand new colorway of what might just be the most anticipated new signature silhouette in the entire league. This one's called Aries Gray, and it's extra special because it's named after Shai's son Aries and maintains that monochromatic look with an all gray upper, which allows the design of the silhouette to be the star of the show. If you're not already on board with how Shai's debut signature sneaker looks, I'm not sure this colorway is going to convince you, but for the people who are on board, these just reaffirm their feelings about them because Converse is clearly sticking to a formula here, and you know what? It's working. Sometimes the loudest statement is made by keeping it simple, and they're speaking loud and clear. Finally, at number 1 is Ja Morant with the Nike Ja 3. We're gonna cheat a little bit here because we just have to talk about the Ja 3s. Ja only warmed up in his 3rd signature model, but regardless, the Ja 3 is now one of the most interesting signature sneakers in the world, thanks to its visually striking design that give rival silhouettes a run for their money. Ja himself told the Nike design team to not be scared and to really push it, and Nike obliged with what is easily the most unique silhouette in the series and one of the wildest silhouettes Nike has dropped across their whole roster. Building off that scratch theme from his earlier colorways, the Ja 3 oozes personality with a textured upper, a crazy outsole that wraps around the whole shoe, and a tilted swoosh that actually forms a J, and when paired with the pattern on the upper, it spells Ja. Honestly, if you're asking me, it kind of feels like Ja saw what Ant and Adidas were doing with their signature sneakers over at Adidas and said to himself, yeah, we're not gonna be get left behind on this one. And he really pushed Nike to match that energy. And even though it took them a while, I mean, 3 signature sneakers in, and this is the first Ja sneaker that I'm really interested in, I'm just glad that they finally gave Ja a silhouette that matches his game and his personality. The Ja 3 truly feels like a moment. Fans are already whipping up mock colorways that look insane, and the potential for the silhouette is truly limitless. And performance-wise, they look promising with a full-length Zoom X midsole, which has me thinking that these could take the belt from the GT cuts as every hooper's favorite pair of Nikes to ball in. I don't know what else to say. Nike really snapped on these, and I'm really anticipating the eventual release of the Ja 3, which is supposed to be sometime this fall, as I have high expectations for this shoe performance-wise. But until then, let's just give Nike and Ja Morant their flowers, because they are more than well-deserved, and officially crown the Nike Ja 3 as the best sneaker in the NBA right now. If you guys enjoyed this week's episode, which I hope you did, please make sure you smash that like button. It only takes 2 seconds. Like, do it right now. It helps your boy out a lot. And make sure you subscribed and locked into the channel for more sneaker-related content just like this. My name's Jaren. It's been great having you. Catch you guys in next week's episode. Peace!